What is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing absolutely fantastic. Hope you guys are feeling good. Yeah, somehow we made it to Friday. I don't know. This is like a crazy week. I don't know how we did it, but we are somehow here at Friday, and we had quite the incredible week so far. Um, this candle, obviously, still a little bit live, but we're starting to break out of the previous week. We've had two really strong weeks in a row, kind of some little consolidation. We'll have to figure out what is next. But we got Amy in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Andrew, Bill, Brian, Cheryl, Chris, Dan. Doug is in the house. Good morning to Emily, Jeff, Keith, Kevin, Lauren, Marius, Martina, Mike. We got Rick in the house. Good morning to you. Good morning to Rock. We got Shane. We got Tim in the house. Good morning to all my people out in YouTube land. We got Sabine. Good morning. Hostile Unfolding Dawn. We got Daniel. Good morning to all of you, especially even the lurkers in our background of YouTube. They're just not going to say nothing all day and just, it's okay. It's all right. I still love you. Hit that like and subscribe button. But yeah, so not a bad candle. We'll have to see it where this one ends. Obviously, we got a little bit of a gap down today, so this candle is going to change how it looks, and that is coming off of mainly some tariff news. Again, we got Trump kind of going after, and if you've noticed a pattern, I'm starting to put one together. You see a lot of we start going after the higher tariffs when the U.S. stock market is at all-time highs. Have you guys noticed that? We get a little tougher on our negotiations once we have all-time high markets. We get maybe a little pullback. The fear comes in, and then we start to maybe change some of the terms and extend it out a little bit. Yeah, same drama with Tessie. Yeah, so it's very interesting timing, but nonetheless, we just deal with what we get, and it's not a great open. Not a great open. We are after that full week, we are opening underneath the opening price for this week, so that's not great. We are gapping going below the last 2 days of the market. Not fantastic. Looks like we have maybe we're just right at the open of 2 days ago for Wednesday's candle. So we'll see how this plays out. I don't have any real support. This looks like a pretty valid gap and go to me. So maybe if we want to get some buying, we probably run into this 623.55 zone. Support, we're not really jumping off a cliff yet. So right now it's kind of we are down, but it's a little bit realistically a muted reaction. It's nothing too crazy. So it's not like the market is absolutely freaking out. If we have the Canadian tariff news of going till, uh, if we have Canadian news going to, like this tariffs going to 35%, that came out 3 weeks ago, I think we get a bigger reaction. So even with this, I think we're starting to veer off the path of like tariffs are the most important thing in the world at this point. But we'll see how it plays out. Support, I got 620.65. We'll see if we come down there. We almost made it there before. We missed it by like 20 cents. You guys remember that day? So we missed it by like 20 cents. That's still a valid spot. We haven't actually touched it yet. We did get kind of close to it. So if that one wants to break down, maybe the next spot is like 620.17. And then you really don't want to see that one break down. But if we do, you got your 619.81 kind of loaded up. And again, even that one, we've been to that twice. So now if we start breaking that down, the next spot is 617.87. We've been there before. And the last one is 616.43. I don't know that the Bears are going to bring it down there. I think the Bulls is kind of still strong. I'd be looking for the support somewhere around 620.71. But we'll see how the Bulls actually want to handle some of these levels when we get there. To the higher side again, if you're going bullish on something, you're a little bit counter trend, but I think your first stop is 623.55. If we get above it, I think then the market's kind of just brushing the whole tariff thing off. And we'll probably see some kind of close around 625.60 today. So we'll see which way they want to play. We're a little bit smack in the middle, but yeah, I think edge a little bit slightly to the bear camp on things. And we are, I mean, just what was the JP Morgan thing, the Peter Lynch thing? When he's like, I go to the party and everyone's telling me which stocks to buy. That's usually the time to sell. Well, we are at all-time highs. Crypto world was going crazy, probably still is. But yeah. Qs. Qs are also Q's a little bit of a retest gap from yesterday. And maybe that's a sign that this support can hold. That's 552.55. We have been down here before, so if we get down here, it is a slightly easier to break down. And then that's going to run us into this 552.10 zone. Otherwise, if we could get some kind of a balance, there's nothing really stopping you. Psychologically, I would say somewhere around 554.46, just the opening of the Wednesday candle. Other than that, I think your target to the higher side where we could be met with some decent resistance, probably around 555.82. So we'll see what happens up there. Other than that, kind of just chilling, but yeah, slight edge to the bear side. Q's, I think, a little bit more likely to probably get that bounce, but we'll see how this market wants to play it. BTC, USD. Bitcoin has just gone wild. So new all-time highs on Bitcoin. No real pullback yet. If we do get a pullback, look for 113,745 to hold. So we have quite the amount of room down to the quite amount of room to run down before we even know what the if we're going to break through a support or not. So pretty far off. Looks like we're still looking pretty strong for today. We'll see if we get any selling in the Bitcoin world for today. Uh, it's a sell on the 3 minute and 5 minute DJ Dan indicator, but Amazon is at the top range. Yeah, Amazon we could take a look at. So Amazon, I believe, had an upgrade today. Yep. I believe this one has an upgrade. So this and these might change. The 3 and the 5 might change and open today. In fact, if you put it on extended hours, they might have already changed. You can check that out. But we're on the buy for the 15. We're on the buy for the 60. Um, Big spot on this one though. So just be careful. And again, just because the indicator says to buy and not, just be aware of kind of where you're at on the daily as well. So the daily candles are still extremely useful in terms of range. But anything past 223.30 for me would be our first sign that we probably are looking to break out of this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 day consolidation. At open, it is technically a retest gap, so maybe you have some kind of a pullback first. First support that I'd be looking for is probably somewhere around this 222.85. If we pass that, then we're looking for probably a full-on retest, 222.57. Maybe we get to like 222.44. But we're in a tight range. The key spot for me, because it does look bullish. I think we got some kind of an upgrade to $300 on Amazon today. So that being said, if we could get through 223.30, then I think we have room. We have a lot of consolidation, and I think that's more room to the higher side. Last bearish volume candle was here. We're well above all of that. So if you are bullish, I would remain bullish until you start bringing down 220.23. That would be your sign on a longer term basis, more of a swing to try to wrap up that trade or get those stops up a little bit higher. All right, let's see what other tickers we got. We got the Tesla drama, so we'll see what's going on here. Good breakout day yesterday. Very annoying. Very annoying way to trade this one. Uh, yeah, just annoying. The first indicator over here, I forgot where we got in. It wasn't the first one, but maybe the second one, something like that we got into. It was looking good. I think we had stops low enough. We got stops kind of, we walked them up a little bit. Looking to hold that consolidation. We got one more breakdown. That got me, so I'm out for like, I don't know, half an hour on it. Almost right around the zone, and then we got that pop. So, and then just kind of broke through and ran. I was calling for targets where I think we had room on this thing to about 314. I still think that's our next spot on Tesla, but looks like we got held up right here by the 100 EMA yesterday. So pulling back a little bit with the rest of the market, so nothing too crazy. That being said, if we do continue to pull back, which I think is highly possible, you get somewhere around this 304.77 zone would be your support. If we could hold on to that, then I think the next push probably gets us at least close or through that 100 EMA, and then we probably run into that 314.57. So it's trying. Good day. We did say once we start breaking out into some of these ranges, it's got a lot of room, and it did just that. And just timing is everything. We were correct exactly to the T as to what was going to happen, but they came in for one more stop on me. This market, I tell you, I don't know. AV. Yep. So we have some. Oops. AV. We have some Pete Headseth news. Did I say that right? I think I said his name right. But yeah, he's talking about drones. Everything drone world is popping today. So big news on drones coming out. They're looking to invest in more drones and have a lot more money pouring into the industry. So really good for AV. That's probably your bigger purest play on drones. But there is a ton of other ones. I think RCAT might be another one if you guys want to look for another drone play. And there's a bunch more too, off the top of my head. Can't think of them. But AV, RCAT, those two would be your biggest drone plays, I think. And you are having a pretty nice gap, good $10 move from the close. This is a gap and go. Let me see the volume. Last big volume on this candle is this one. So I'm gonna make that my very key support on this one. I said key twice for a reason, but this is 246.69. Actually, let's come down even a tad lower than that. Let's go 246.54. Anything past that spot, maybe you get a deeper retest. You do have room to the downside to 241.15. If we open where we're opening, I like the fact we're getting above all of that volume. And I think at least for today, our next target to the higher side would be 253.18, but very powerful gap. This one could set it up for a bigger swing as well. So see where this one opens. Let me add this one to the chart, and we'll get this one first. The way for me to get into this one, I'll probably have to look for some kind of 3 or 5 minute high wave candle, something to that extent, and then we'll see if we could run it. But it does have some more room. You're starting to take out some pretty good key volumes on this spot. That's already a big gap, so be careful of that. But as long as we hold or open at this location, it looks pretty fantastic for me. We got Mara. Mara is pushing. Yep. So we have 1965. So that's up another 65 cents. That's coming off the back of Bitcoin's all new time highs that we were putting in last night. Where Bitcoin's going crazy. Probably my guess would be Riot. Yep. You got Riot on the list too. This is a retest cap. Bitcoin doesn't look like it's reversing yet, so watch Bitcoin probably on the maybe the 15-minute chart, see if you get any potential reversals. Otherwise, are we taking out anything really key with this gap up? Kind of. You're right into this volume candle. I think you're slightly northbound of it by a penny or two. See where this thing opens. I think anything below 1966, maybe pump the brakes on the buying, and you might get that retest. But fairly good gap. You are starting to run into a spot where you have a bunch of resistance kind of coming in, and it is a lot of buying from 1343 into this to this range. So nice breakout on this one. We even had a good break of the 200, good pullback. I wouldn't be shocked if this is a red candle by the end of the day and we just run into this 1901 and then we're set to go. But fairly decent gap. Let's see if there's momentum on it. Be patient on that buy at open. See if we start breaking down first, and then if we do, maybe you're taking a breakout above that 1966 zone, and then try to play it again. Otherwise, that is a pretty massive retest gap for now. I don't know that even on that pullback though. I mean, this would be a pure retest, 1897-ish, somewhere around there. I don't know if we get down there today if Bitcoin does remain strong. Riot looks very similar. It's a nice move on Riot. You have next little resistance on this one. I think Mara looks a little bit more impressive for a potential of a bigger run for here. But 1313, and then you start getting into this kind of chop zone, 1326. The high end, if we have a really good day, I'd be looking for like 1348. So we're kind of limiting ourselves on potential. Once we start breaking of 1348, Riot might finally be off. It's a good double bottom long term for a swing trade basis. But that is a pretty big retest for today as well. That Riot, I think, has a much better chance of a full on retest. We'll see how that one wants to play out. Coinbase, COIN. You guys, give me all the crypto space names. Let's see. Coinbase. Yep, that's running, looking really strong as well. I have no targets to the higher side. We're not quite all-time highs, but we are pretty. Stupidly close. The only other thing, let's see, I got 387.12 here. 387.12 there. Let's see where that lands here. Yeah, that was a good close getting above that all-time VPOC. So right now, I think we go higher. I think you're looking for probably about 423. I think we have the potential to get up there. Keep in mind, it is a retest gap too. We'll see what happens over the weekend if Bitcoin can also rally on Saturday, Sunday. Bitcoin and crypto has been a little quiet over the weekends for some reason lately. But we'll see if there's a pullback here. There's a retest gap. I think the closer you can get it to like 382.35, I think it would look pretty fantastic in terms of risk to reward. But you're taking out some key levels. I'd also actually be okay with a small high wave candle on this one and see if that one wants to continue to run. Every time frame is a buy. Keep in mind the threes and fives and even 15s, they could all change at open. But with a gap up, it doesn't seem like it would. But small high wave candle, stay above that long term VPOC, and I think you got more room to the higher side on this one. Let's see, we got Lunar, LUNR. This one is hanging out. Good gap up, clearing a decent looking pivot. A little bit of a retest. Again, I don't really want to see us get back down to a full retest, which would be 11-12 for me. You have some resistance slightly above you. I think if you get a retest, it's probably going to run you into this 1127 zone. That was your last resistance. That's probably going to be your support. Um, would not be also shocked if we could. Yeah, that's your high volume candle too. I don't know if it retests today. This would be that's clearing some decent bear levels out. Hmm. Take a look at this one for a second. Again, I definitely don't want to be buying it open. This is up a decent amount for $11 stock. Uh, man, oh man, they're making this one tricky. I'm thinking, watch what happens at 11:42. If you get a setup around there, it might be worth it. Otherwise, if it breaks down, then I think we're looking for that 11:27. But I think you have to keep this one on the charts today too. I think that looks fairly interesting. It's not my go-to day trading stock, so we'll have to feel it out together. But next big bullish volume candle. Yeah, look for resistance, maybe 1165. So give me that pullback first, or if we start breaking 1165, then I think we can take a shot. But it's a little chop zone. It is a retest. You got 3 days of buying. That's a great candle that we're kind of breaking above. So retesting that VPOC, I think would be a pretty meaningful thing on that one. AV we did check. Let's check out. What is it? Hinge. Hinge Health. Nice gap on this one as well. That is a good gap and go. You have plenty of room on Hinge. Yeah, I don't think we look for a small pull. I don't think we look for a big pullback on this one. I would see what happens if we could retest this 46.63, and you have a ton of room on this one. So let's add this one to the list as well. Again, I've never day traded this one, so we got some new contenders entering the ring today. Uh, it looks like it has the ability to put in some big candles. The real target for me, and it's probably not going to be today, but 51.80. Otherwise, I think psychological level somewhere probably around 48.78 for today. Your next psychological level, 51.01, and then yeah, it looks decent, good uptrend, longer term. It's only IPO'd May 22nd, if that's correct. I like it. Might be decent for a swing too. Good bullish breakout. There's your retest. Yeah, I think buy the dips on this one. Looks very interesting. Can we check out MP? MP materials. I got a buy on all signals, all time frames. Yeah, that's a good gap. Lots of volume on it. Where did that news come in from? Partnered with U.S. Department of Defense for a $750 million investment and $150 million loan. All right. Probably try to look to buy it off of yesterday's VPOC, somewhere around 44.25. So maybe this one wants to come a little bit lower, get one retest, hold. I think that gives you really good risk to reward. Stops somewhere below the low end of yesterday's range. Let's also add MP to the list as well. Get that up there. This might be a new record for stocks I'm adding to this list. MP, I've traded this one before. I don't know, just didn't make it to the list, I guess. But it mustn't have been a winning one. And I always got frustrated. I was like, nah, that's it. No list for you. But today we can add it back. That's a good gap and go. Small little pullback, I think would do magical things for the stock. 420, 44.25-ish, somewhere around that zone. And again, for today, you're just dealing with psychological levels. So as we hit that 44.27, you're gonna have to deal again with this 45.18, and then psychological from yesterday. If we could break yesterday's candle with that volume, this thing could be crazy. MSTR, another Bitcoin. I was getting off of the crypto world. You guys dragged me right back into it. Unbelievable. Yeah, this looks good too. We got 2 days of bullish buying. Before that, we've had a little run up on MSTR, 359, 359.29, all the way up to closing price somewhere around 422. You're starting to put all that volume to your backside. This looks like it probably wants to go more last line in the sand for this one, and maybe somewhere up in the zone is your target for today. Maybe somewhere around this 445.72. After that, I've got really nothing else holding me back, so it looks good, like it wants to continue to go. I'll put an asterisk next to this one. If Bitcoin decides it doesn't want to go anymore, then this one gets quite beat up. But essentially, MSTR right now is like a leverage play on Bitcoin. So if Bitcoin does move higher, the price, the valuation, it is cheaper. If you want to buy something long term, if you like Bitcoin, I would be buying Bitcoin as opposed to MSTR. You're paying like 3 to 1 price value of just buying an actual Bitcoin yourself. But this one does put in good trade ranges. Watch for somewhere around this 439.47. If you can get above that one, you have nothing really stopping you until about 469.68. So lots of room. Good move. Again, the thing I would question the most is the fact that it is a retest gap. And do I want to be the buyer there? I prefer this thing to come back. I don't know what actually happens. This one could be a full-on retest. That takes us right into some good previous levels. 422.41. The closest I can get to that, the better. But we'll see if this one wants to open and run. That is quite a good-looking gap for it. And all the stock crackheads out there, buy, 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 buy. Oh, buy, 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 and it just runs. And you're like, oh, I didn't have a chance. What happened? How come the stock market don't like me today? GDDY, GoDaddy looks like it's on a little bit of a rough path. You do have a little bit of head and shoulders. And it's a retest gap. I think we could get down a little bit further. You're opening into one level of support. I don't think it's a very strong one. I think your next bigger one probably takes you into this 169.29 zone. But yeah, good volume on yesterday's candle. Again, this is technically a retest, so maybe we come down a little bit more, 169.21, and then we get your bounce. And then a better spot to look to go short if you get up there is 172.43. Otherwise, if this spot, this 169.29 zone does start to break down, then you have a decent amount more room to 164.95. So I like it better leaning short than to go long, so I probably wouldn't play that retest. If we get the bounce in that zone, maybe set an alert for like 172.40-ish. Gives you a little bit of time to get your trade out there, but that would be your spot to go short if you get that bounce on GoDaddy after 3 days of selling. But it looks a little bit rough. Looks like I missed the AVAV review. Well, Chad, today it's your lucky day. We'll go back to it. We'll go back and see if new developments have happened on it. Uh, yeah, this candle has all the volume on it. So this is the key one. There's my VPOC, somewhere around this 247 zone. I think we went a little bit lower. I think we said 246.66, something like that. This one, I think, even though it's a large gap, I think it has more room. I think your next target on this one is about 252.94, but it looks like it's breaking out a pretty strong downtrend. You did have good positive catalyst today for everything drone related. So this looks good. Let's see if you get a small pullback on this one, as close as possible to 246.66, 247, somewhere in that range. That's the spot you're going to start to look to buy. But this is another one. If I get a small high wave candle, it might be worth the opportunity to try to play some kind of a breakout, something like that. But you really want that 246.66 to hold. Otherwise, then you're probably looking for a bigger retest on this one. I don't think so. I think this one has the ability to continue to go. Biggest problem for me is 252.94. Still gives you about $2, $3 to the higher side. Yep. All right. Let's see. Making 30K in Bitcoin right now, says Bijal. Beautiful. All right. EXK. Let's check that one out. That is Endeavor Silver. Silver gapping up again. Silver gold might be pushing again. I didn't check them today, but they might be if we got more tariff concerns. You are setting yourself up pretty well for a good breakout on this one. Anything that can stay above, if this thing pulls back, look for it. It seems a little jumpy right now, but look for like 556. If you get that, that would look decent. That is clearing some sweet moves. Let me just see SLV. Silver is gapping up a little bit into new highs. We got gold starting to bounce back. You have good little safety net on this one. So anything past or below 304.52 might be time to short. Otherwise, you have all of that as your support at this point. And gold, silver, especially off of tariff news, looks like that would like to continue to go higher. CrowdStrike, CRWD. I'm just picking random ones. By the way, YouTube land, if I miss your stock, I'm not doing it on purpose. We just only have 30 minutes. I promise I'll try to get to as many as I can. We got CrowdStrike is hanging in there. That's a rough looking candle from yesterday. If you do want to go bullish, you have some risk reward, but I think your target would take you into your resistance 491.97 with that kind of candle, bearish engulfing. I probably not try to play that one bullish, but if you get to that 491.97, that might be a spot to look to go bearish. One thing about this one, we really have not broken down the uptrend yet. A little bit of a pretty good warning sign that came in yesterday, but I don't think we're quite there yet. So if you want to go bullish, you have a good risk reward. That's a rough day though. I would see if you could short that one a little bit higher. Other than that, all you guys out in YouTube land, make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe buttons. That is the morning bell. So unfortunately, I have to disconnect. You guys are awesome, and I will catch you guys on Monday. Be safe. Later, guys.